Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. That is me, Andy Ruther, coming to you from Cincinnati on this Halloween Eve. Not a thing. I'm sure someone says it, but it's not a thing. Everything's an Eve now. Why is that? Why is that? Everything's an Eve. We want to just like throw on an extra. No, it's not. It's nothing. It's nothing. But big Halloween here at my house. Big Halloween. We are all going to be dressed in matching skeleton outfits. So that's what we're doing. Isla wanted to be a skeleton, and Brittany found some onesies. So we're all going to be in skeleton onesies, which I love because it was easy, right? It wasn't a difficult Halloween choice for the costumes. Just onesies for myself, Brittany, Isla, Molly. We can get onesies in all shapes and sizes. So that is very easy, and we're all going to be skeletons. I'm going to go trick-or-treating tomorrow at my brother's. My brother who bought my parents' house. So it'll be nice, relive some old memories. Go trick-or-treating. And by that, maybe 3 houses. I don't know. Isla did 1 house last year. Now, she was younger, right? She was about 1 3/4 last year. You want to be specific? I'll be specific. She's about 2 3/4 now. So we'll see how long she lasts, but excited for that. This should be fun. But she's getting into it, which is fun. It's cool, and I've talked about this. It's cool as a parent because kids are getting into stuff for the first time, like ever, right? So she's really she's hitting that age. I was telling Brittany, I was like, she's in the wheelhouse now. Like, you're gonna love, because Brittany loves Christmas. I go, you're gonna love Christmas with Isla this year. You're gonna love it because at this age, she loves the decorations. She loves all the hoopla that's been surrounding Halloween. And obviously Christmas is Halloween times 10. So she's gonna go crazy. She makes me drive around the neighborhood now. They're big on Halloween decorations in my neighborhood. So she'll make me drive around the neighborhood when I pick them up from daycare. More, Daddy, let's see more. And it works out because usually Molly will fall asleep on the way home. So I'm just killing time, letting her nap, and she'll drive around, and she loves it. I got a call from Gay Greg, actually, about Halloween. I am so mad. I'm kicking myself today, guys. I'm so mad. I had a voicemail. We could have heard his voice. We could have had our first ever audio of Gay Greg on this show. He teed it up for me on a platter. He called me, left me a voicemail, and I'm going through my voicemails yesterday, and I'm deleting them, and I'm not even thinking. That's on me. That's on me. So he called me last week when I was driving home with the girls from daycare. First thought that popped in my head was, oh, he knows. He knows. He listened to the Andy Ruther show. He knows. He knows I'm talking about him. I tensed up a little, not much, just a little. I tensed up just a little, and I was like, he knows. Gay Greg knows I'm talking about. And then I laughed to myself, well, no, he doesn't. He doesn't know. He doesn't even know what a podcast is. And if he does, it'll be an amazing conversation. Hey, man, are you talking about me on your podcast? Is that me? Am I Gay Greg? Yeah. You think I'm gay? Yeah. Cool. where does that conversation go? Where does it go? Anyway, he called me, left a voicemail, and then he followed up with like an instant text. I'm looking at my phone now. Here's the text. Hey, Andy, this is your neighbor, Greg. I need to ask you a question regarding Halloween. If you could give me a call, I'd appreciate it. I'm thinking, what is this dude texting me October 21st at 6:40 p.m., giving me a ring about Halloween? What is Gay Greg, what is so important that Gay Greg has to know? So I call him, and he's like, so I was talking to the neighbors, the new neighbors that moved in a few doors out from you, and they were asking me, how much Halloween candy should I get for Halloween? Like, how many kids come? I told him I didn't know because I'm never around on Halloween because I go with my grandkids in my kids' neighborhood. So we go trick-or-treating in their neighborhoods. I'm never here. I figured you'd know. So I'm reaching out to you. I'm thinking, is it really this important, Greg? Is it, first of all, so, just buy bags of candy. Like the neighbor is asking him how he should prepare. Like, dude, I don't know. Go to Sam's Club, go to Costco, do what I do. Like, I got bags sitting over here. Just been sitting here for about a month. Get the bags of candy. Buy them. I don't know. What are you doing? Just get that stuff. And now Greg's calling me, texting me. I said, Greg, just tell him to get a large bag from Costco. That's what I do. I've bought 2 before. 2 was too much. Just get 1 large bag of candy from Costco. That'll be sufficient. They'll be fine. And then I talked to my neighbor, my buddy across the street the other day, and I said, hey man, I had a phone call with Gay Greg. He goes, he called me too. He goes, he called you about Halloween? I said, yeah, he called me about. So Greg is making multiple calls now, multiple calls about how much Halloween candy the neighbor should get, the other neighbor. This is my life, guys. This is my life. We are not going to be here. So the kids are just going to ransack whatever candy I put out since I'll be at my brother's house. Speaking of houses, can we talk about these tiny houses? Can we talk about this? I love talking about the current economic situation. I read a lot. I follow a lot of these feeds on social media. We're gonna get to a few things today. We're gonna get to ordering online versus going in person based on somebody's post about Chipotle and the size of the burrito. We'll get to that in a minute on our current state of America and how they just stick it to us. But let's get to these tiny homes first. I saw this post. They're trying to sell these tiny homes. You see, they deem them or they want to like market it as starter homes. These tiny homes. You see these tiny homes and that's their pitch is like, oh, it's a starter home. It's just a tiny home. Which is hilarious to me because a starter home was never. Let me just pull it up. This is what they're pitching as a tiny home.
If you ever wonder what it would be like.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this side by side. Okay. So this is in Texas. This is some real estate company. What is it? DD Tex Realtor. I don't know. Regardless, this is a subdivision of tiny homes in Texas. Let's see what they're marketing. Let's see what they're pitching here, guys, for a tiny home for $100,000, which, by the way, is also misleading if you look at the post. But anyway, let's see the tour of this tiny home in this subdivision that they've built in Texas.
If you ever wonder what it would be like to live in a tiny home, check out the Henley by Lennar Homes here in Princeton, Texas. As soon as you step in, you're greeted by open and bright spaces. You got your full kitchen with full stainless steel appliances. There's a nook under the stairs.
Well, we're gonna do kind of like a film review, like a breakdown, like I'm back in high school and we're doing the films the next day after the game. That's what I want to do on this video. I want to do a breakdown of this video. Let's go back. We don't have to listen to this guy every time, but I love how they go so quickly. Look at this. He talks about your full kitchen. They zoom right by. Look at this. By the way, look at this amazing full kitchen. Just zoom right by. I like how they call it open. There's nothing. This gives me claustrophobia looking at this. There's nothing open. And then they show this little nook and cranny, this little crack area. What is this? What is this? What is this? They got a little desk. What is this? This is a poo corner. That's what this is. Look, I have a toddler who's learning how to potty train. She goes in the corner, or now she's actually using the toilet. Bless her heart. Isla's been really good. So shout out to Isla. Shout out to my daughter. She's been really good on the toilet. But like before she went to the corner, that's what I had growing up. I was infamous in my family. Andy's infamous poo corner, where like a door opened and I went behind the door and that's where I would poop. That's what this is. They're talking about this little nook and cranny. They have a table that is for toddlers, and they're marketing it as a little. No, that's a poo corner. That's not something that should be advertised. Anyway, let's continue.
Steel appliances. There's a nook under the stairs, perfect for a coffee bar. On the main level, you have your bedroom with your fully equipped.
Look at this shower, guys. Look, this is what's amazing about these tiny homes. This shower that they're showing is a million times smaller than the shower that I had in Venice Beach when I lived in a 390 square foot apartment. Look at this. Like, even, and see, this is my context. I lived in a 390 square foot apartment, a tiny apartment, right? I didn't feel like, I never felt, because it was open, truthfully, I never felt, it was small, obviously, not even 400 feet. It's not big. But like, this thing feels so condensed, it gives you claustrophobia. Look at this shower. What is this? What is this?
Bathroom. Also in the back here, you can put your washer and dryer.
Where? Where are you putting your washer and dryer? I guess in there? Okay. By the way, you know what I love about this bedroom? Where's the bed? Where's the bed in this tiny house? I mean, this is such a tiny bedroom. Okay, let's proceed.
Could possibly need. As we make our way upstairs, we get another look at the kitchen and the dining area. Here we're going up the stairs and we'll find a loft space.
No, I love the country music just playing underneath. Like, you can buy a tiny home, you have no money, because private equity bought it all. You can buy a tiny home in Texas. Everything's big in Texas, except for our houses. They're all tiny because private equity said, fuck you, fuck you. Private equity said, fuck you, we own it all. Everything's big in Texas, except for our homes.
Perfect for a couch, living area.
I mean, bro, like, again, the tiniest couch ever. Okay, but whatever. I'm just noticing some things.
Space, perfect for a couch, living area, and here in the back we have an office space for you to do your work. Also in the second level is a full bathroom in case you have visitors over and you don't want them to use your main bathroom.
It just sucks. Both of these jails, these are like jail cell top. These are like jail cell shower. No, they're not even. At least the jail shower is open. Bro, these are like you know when you go to you know when you're like at a truck stop and you're driving across the country and some of them offer showers. You see those where like truckers go to shower, right? You go to like a Pilot or one of these big chains and they offer a place to shower. That's what these showers are. You're basically your shower, your bathroom, you're a trucker. You're a trucker. Your bathroom's a Pilot. That's basically what you are.
You see, it has everything they could possibly need: a shower, your water heater, and this is your fully fenced backyard.
Well, I only went real quick in the backyard. So that's it. That's your tiny home. That's your tiny home. Welcome to America, guys. That's your tiny home. That's your starter home. Let's see what the post said here, because there was people were debunking what it would actually cost. Let's see what the price of this tiny home. These homes go for around 156 grand to 163 grand. They're 661 square feet plus an HOA. So again, I lived in a 390 square foot apartment. So this is like, I don't know. It's about 270, 280 feet more in an area called Princeton, Texas. I don't know, man. Like at what point, like at what point did we just all revolt? That's my thing. Like that's my thing on all this stuff. Like at what point does everybody just revolt? Like when I have these conversations with my buddy. I'm like, when does it end, man? When does it end? And I know this stuff will tend to get political usually, right? But to me, it's not even like political. It's not even like, oh, I'm for this system. I'm for capitalism or socialism or whatever. Like it's not. It's just at some point, it's like, what are we doing? No, this is the thought. The thought. And I see some comments underneath this, and people are like, well, the equivalent, like if you don't have money and you're young and you put down a down payment, and what? Like, what's the value of that house? That's my question. My thing is this, and I've talked about this on this show a lot. The starter home back in the day was a 1,500 square foot home. That's all I'm saying. The starter home in the back of the day was a 1,200 square foot home. It was double the size of that for the same price. Not that long ago. Not that long ago. That's all I'm saying. Not that long ago. And they just want us to live in shoe boxes. They want to live in just these tiny little areas. And that's what and we take it. And that's the thing. We do. We all take it. Right? Like what are we going to do? That's basically what they're saying. They're saying, what are you going to do? This is the best we have to offer. And we're not budging. It's like the airlines that I always complain about. We're going to charge you for first we're going to say, it's going to cost money to check a bag. Never had that happen before. The 9/11 hit. Ooh, now we're going to charge you to check bags. Ooh, now we're going to cut off food service, drink service. Now you want an aisle seat? Pay me. It's the mob. Pay me. You want a window seat? Pay me. You want a little more leg room? Pay me. Everything, and then we just take it, and it's just like it's like, when does it? This is my thing. When does it end? That's all I'm saying. When does it end? I do consider myself somebody who is maybe romantic in the American dream and capitalism and all that stuff, and I am, and I'm for that, and I think it's the best system, and I think it's proven that through history, no matter the country. But like, at what point? When does it end? When is enough? That's my thing. When is enough for these businesses, for these people, and the money? Right? That's all I'm saying. Like when is it enough? I saw this too. I saw that General Motors is going to get rid of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Dude, I thought Apple CarPlay was the coolest thing when I got my car. Right? When I got my car in 2019, that's all I cared about because it was still relatively new. I think it's been around for about 10 years now, maybe 9 years. But when I got my little Corolla hatchback, I remember thinking it was so cool because not many people had it, truthfully, even in 2019. I got that car January 2019. I thought Apple CarPlay was the coolest thing. I was like, I can just plug my phone in and there's a dashboard. I can pull up my podcast on Apple and Spotify and my music and my maps and my text. And I thought it was the coolest thing. Getting rid of it. You know why? Again, money. So GM's doing this. Other automakers are going to be doing this because they want control to your data, because all your data that you have is still kicking to Apple, obviously, or if you have an Android, to Android. So here's what they're going to do, guys. They're all going to create their own system. General Motors and then Toyota and then Mazda. They're all going to just create their own systems and they're going to charge you. That's literally where they say this is headed. They're going to charge you. They're going to charge you a subscription fee to use their system in the car that you either lease or own. They're going to charge you. Whereas now Apple CarPlay is free, right? I have an iPhone. I just plug my little phone in and it all pulls up on the screen. No, they're going to charge you. That is the future, to charge you for everything. Everything. It's just, again, my point is, when does it end? It's absolutely ridiculous. They're getting rid of all this stuff just so they can get access to your data and then they can charge you. That's their move. So somebody had this post. I'll just pull it up, right? Somebody posted this on Twitter. He posted a Chipotle. I think this is an interesting discussion. He posted a Chipotle. I ordered these burritos 15 minutes apart from the same store today. The one on the left I ordered in person, and it's twice the size as the one on the right, which is an online order. My online order is always significantly smaller every time. Stop ripping us off. I don't know who this guy is who posted it. This now has 28 million views. So this thing went gangbusters. This thing went viral. 28 million views, right? And then I saw he seems like he's trying to, I don't know. I don't know what this guy's up to, but I saw then he started promoting a bunch of these politically right people I saw underneath this after this went viral. So I don't know if this was all planned. I don't know, but I don't really care about that, to be honest. Like, that's not the point of this, but I just wanted to throw that out there. I did notice that there's something going on with this post. So the one on the left, the burrito on the left, is massive. That's in person. The one on the right, online. It's a lot smaller. So he's complaining about that. Well, first of all, you're going to get a bigger burrito. You're going to get something better when you go. That's just kind of the perk of going in person. That's always been my thing. That's the reason I go in person. No lie. I will only go in person to Chipotle, actually. We have that Chipotle by us. It's kind of our go-to. It's our fallback. We don't have food. Oh, let's run up there. I probably go to Chipotle by me. It's not even 2 miles from me. At least twice a month, right? It's Brittany and I's fallback when the kids have been fed, the kids are in bed. They're open till 11, which is great. So they're open late. It's 8:30, 9 o'clock. Oh man. I'm hungry. We don't have much food. I don't feel like cooking. All right, I'll run up to Chipotle. That's the move. I'll just run up to Chipotle, right? Because again, I think they're fair on their price, and you get your bang for your buck. But I have never, not once, not a single time since that Chipotle opened by our house 2 years ago, not a single time have I ever ordered online because of this very reason. This very reason. Dude, I'm ordering a burrito. It's not like a McDonald's or a fast food joint where it's kind of going to be all the same. I want to see them make my goddamn burrito. I want to see it. Because I also know they are going to give me more. That's the perk. That's the eye contact. That's being in person. I don't know why this guy would be surprised that the online order, that the burrito is that much smaller. Of course it's going to be bigger in person. It always is. And for me, I want to see how much fajitas they put in. I want to see the rice. I want to see all that. None of this is a surprise. Again, it's the benefit of going in person. That's why I am a big fan of any of that stuff. Same way with like Jersey Mike's, any sort of sub place. There's Penn Station, which is real popular here in Cincinnati, another sub place. I never place my order, and I have the apps for all those. I need to get it under control. I've talked about this. My food app thing. My phone is like all food apps. It's a problem. But I never order ahead, ever. I'm gonna show up to Jersey Mike's. I'm gonna see what you put on it. And as far as this Chipotle ordering online, the different size of burritos, I bet they have a scale that they have to do for the online order from corporate. And also, dude, why are you doing this? This got 28 million. Are you trying to kill it for the rest of us? Mike, you're being a snitch. You're being a hater. You're being a hater, bro. Do you want now Chipotle corporate? You want them to issue some sort of memo? Hey, man, we got to stop making the burritos so big when they come in person. You want them to send that to all their franchises across the world? A multi-billion-dollar company like Chipotle? I like how he says, stop ripping us off. They're not ripping you off. The one on the right is actually probably company guidelines, company protocol. The one on the left is them hooking you up, Mike. Don't be an idiot. Don't ruin this for all of us, man. This is the difference between ordering online and going in person. Again, I'm old school. I like to go in person. I like to get out, though, too. Also, I work from home, so it's like I want to get out. I want to see it. I want to see you make it. I want to check out the scene. Right? They're going to hook you up. But don't put it on blast, man. Come on. What are you doing? You don't want them to go in and then course correct this, right? Don't ruin it for all of us. Don't do that. Because Chipotle is one of those brands that, again, I still feel I'm like, I get my bang for my buck. I get it. I get my bang for my buck. And they have the app, and the app's a pretty good app, and they offer nice perks, and they offer nice rewards. The McDonald's app is out of control, man. They'll send me stuff all the time. They'll be like, I know you sitting there. It's like a dude trying to DM a girl late night. McDonald's, that little notification will just pop up on my phone, and they'll be like, "Oh, you thinking about a Big Mac, aren't you? Guess what? I just got lathered up in that Big Mac sauce. I'm sitting here, half off today, Andy. You know you want me. You know you want me. Come on, man. Pick up the kids from daycare. I'm right down the street. Swing by. Throw in a 10-piece chicken nugget for Brittany. You know she likes that. Oh, while you're at it, a little Happy Meal. Isla likes that plain burger with those apple slices. She loves those. All half off today. Come on. Dude. You're like, whoa. Why are you reading on my thoughts, McDonald's? What are you doing? But again, like, they got good reward. Like, I've probably gone there too much. Like recently, I had to drop something off at UPS, Amazon return. And no lie, it's right by this McDonald's. And it was in the morning, and I was like, I could really use a breakfast sandwich. And again, I pulled up a McDonald's app, and they're like, oh, you got a free sausage egg McMuffin. And I was like, okay, sold. Sold. But again, to go back to the Chipotle thing, all the sausage egg McMuffins are the same. So I'm going to order online, swing through the drive-thru, give them my number, boom, out of there. That's not the case with burritos, man. It's not the case with a sandwich. That's why, dude, that extra effort to leave your house, that extra effort to get off your couch, to go in your car, to use the gas, to park, that's what it gets you. That extra effort, it gets you a bigger burrito. The more you know, Mike. The more you know. A little bummed this week, guys. Thinking a lot about Roscoe. Roscoe died a year ago yesterday. Think about Rocky. Think about our guy. Miss him. I was getting a little sad this week. Getting sad missing him. I pulled up that book Brittany got for me. I believe it was last year for my birthday or Christmas. I can't remember, but all those great pictures we had of him, and I just miss him, man. That was my guy. He was my ride or die. He'd be here right now. He'd be sitting in the room in the dog bed, just chilling, He'd be my wingman, my co-pilot. I miss him. I don't know. I was just thinking a lot about him today, yesterday, all week, really. I'm sure Brittany has. I know she has. We talk about it. She had him basically her whole adult life. It's crazy. Isla still brings him up. She wasn't even 2 when he died. We thought that would just be kind of a fleeting memory. But she still brings him up. It's pretty sweet. We just tell her he's at the Rainbow Bridge. I don't know what you tell a kid, a little toddler like that. You just tell her she's at the Rainbow Bridge. Tell her that he's at the Rainbow Bridge. But she brings him up. She's got a couple Roscoe stuffed animals that eerily look like him. And she cuddles with the one. I swear, it's great. It's beautiful. She cuddles with the one every night when I put her in bed. She cuddles with it. But she asks about him. It's sweet. The truth be told, I would love to have a dog again. That's the truth, guys. I would love to have a dog again, but it would just be so reckless. I've said this. It would just be so reckless. It'd be so reckless to get a dog, especially with having 2 young kids. It'd be so reckless. I know Brittany really wants one. I know she wants one. She doesn't hide it. She's talked about it. She really wants one, and I'm just like, there's no way. She always says, my Christmas dream is to come down and there's a puppy waiting by the Christmas tree. But I tell her, it's like, Brittany, who's walking the dog? Who's potty training the dog? It's me. Because I'm at home. It's not you. Right? Like we're still dealing with Molly in the middle of the night, man. It's just she's been a lot more difficult at night than Isla was. She was doing it last night. She's teething hard, and I'm just like, I'm like on ChatGPT rocking her, like, how long? Like, because I already forgot, like, how long does it take for these goddamn teeth to come in? Oh, there's 20 teeth, and she only has 4, and it can take up to 1.5 years. And I'm just like, oh my God, please get these teeth in. But the thought of a dog with all that, it's reckless. And trust me, I would love to have a dog right now. I really would. It's been 1 year since he died. I would love to have a dog, but it would be reckless. Realistically, the earliest I would get a dog would be about 2 years from now, 2 Christmases from now. At that point, Isla would be almost 5. Molly would be almost 3. Realistically, the earliest. That's kind of where I'm at right now with getting another dog. Isla's got to be like near 5. I want us to get out of this little rut here as far as dealing with, 2 kids at such a young age, because it's not easy. Like, I'm exhausted today. Look, I know, like, everyone's gone through this at the beginning, since the beginning of time. I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I'll be straight up. I'm exhausted. Didn't get much sleep last night, and it throws off my day. Just throws it off. But I think just getting a dog would be completely and utterly reckless. And the truth is, and I don't think this is a diss at Brittany. The truth is, like, I got to be the one making rational decisions around here. I do. When it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to financial matters, like, I got to be the rational one. She's a woman. Women are just, living with a woman, it's insane to see. They'll just buy whatever. Like, is that in a woman's DNA, just to buy whatever? Dude, you should see how many cups we have for our kids. We have 2 little girls. You open the cabinet, there are so many. Dude, I literally used the same 3-4 cups for 13 years in Los Angeles. What are we doing? What are we doing? You open this up. There's a Halloween cup, a ghost cup, which she bought for Isla, which Isla doesn't even like. We're buying cups that you can use 1 month out of the year. What are we doing? it just takes up space. Oh, it drives me crazy, guys. It drives me. That's the thing. It just because my mom did the same crap, man. I I told Brittany that the other day. She bought more bedding. And I go, why? Well, the other bedding and it gets dead skin. Yeah, that's what a washing machine is for. It gets dead skin. Well, I said, you're like my mother. You're like my mother. The amount of bed sheets that were in my parents' house after they died. I mean, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Why? Just the crap. Oh my God. It's insane. It just never ends, does it? I mean, the amount of cups, you should see the amount of cups we have for our 2 little girls. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what I'm ranting about now, but I'm just, this is a off tangent with the dog stuff, but you see the point. Someone's got to make rational decisions because the person buying a cup for every goddamn holiday is not making rational decisions. Love her to death. Love her to death. She's not making rational decisions when she's buying Halloween cups. Sorry, you're not. That's an irrational, woman impulsive, I'm going to buy some shit decision. Right? Like my impulsive, it's so funny the difference in us. Like my impulsive decision is upgrading our air fryer at Costco that's on sale for $80. Or like I bought 2 pairs of shoes last week, which is hilarious. I couldn't tell last time I bought 2 pairs of shoes at the same time. Like that was a big spend for me, dropping $150 at DS Warehouse on shoes. All right, let's talk a little Taylor Swift here, guys. Let's talk a little Taylor Swift to wrap up this show. Little T Swift. I saw this on Reddit, and I actually thought it was kind of interesting because I never really thought about it. I don't even know who started this, but the forum. Oh, this is a forum. It's a big one. Travis and Taylor. I didn't even say it popped up in my feed. Anyway, what do you think makes Taylor lack sex appeal? Is the title of the forum. This is what it says. I've seen many people saying this, and not to be rude, but no matter what she does, something is lacking in making it, in quotes, click. For some reason, it doesn't suit her to try to have that be her image. But she, even though lately it seems she wants to be, okay, not the best grammar. So lately she tries to make herself sexy. She's not ugly. She is conventionally pretty, and it should work, but it doesn't. She has some sensual songs like Dress and Wildest Dreams. By the way, I don't know any of her music that are good, but there's a disconnect. What do you think causes this effect where she doesn't have it, but someone else like a Sabrina Carpenter or a Lana Del Rey? It doesn't have anything to do with actual looks, in my opinion. Thoughts? I think this was so spot on. That's why I want to talk about it. I think it's so spot on about Taylor Swift. And I'm not going to sit here and debate and discuss her music or Swifties. Like I don't know any of that stuff. I don't follow it. I don't care. Maybe I will someday because I have 2 little girls and they might like her. Cool, whatever. Don't care. Right? It is what it is. But not right now. But like that's why I want to bring up this post because it is so spot on, and I feel like it's never really talked about that much. That's why I find it fascinating. I think her lack of sex appeal is truly fascinating because it's just so spot on. I have never looked at her in any sort of sexual way, which is kind of fascinating. Think about that. Think about what I'm saying. I'm a dude who, how old is Taylor Swift? How old is Taylor Swift? Okay, so she's Britney's age, right? She's Britney's age. Born in the same year, 1989. Throwing away your age, Britney. So she'll be 36. Britney's 36. She'll be 36 this year. So we're not that different. Our age disparity isn't that big. My point is, I've never looked at Taylor Swift in any sort of sexual way. I haven't. And again, I find that fascinating because I think so many other men are like me. She's a pop star, man. Now her career has evolved and she's evolved as an artist, as a performer, whatever. Again, I don't know enough about it, but I've never viewed her as like sexy. And that's wild to think. Pop stars throughout history have sex appeal. They have something. And I agree with what the poster said. It's not about looks. She's not unattractive, but she's just bland to me. That post is very right. She's pretty in the conventional way. She is. She's pretty in the conventional way. But like when they show her at a Chiefs game and they show her in the suite or whatever, I never think like, wow, she's hot. Wow. I'd like to see her naked. Like that thought has never gone in my head. No lie. No lie. And that's like it hit me when I read that post, right? When I saw that post on Reddit, I was like, that's crazy. I've never thought what she would be like in the sack. I mean, in a way, I guess I have. Like, I think it'd be terrible. But like, that's my point. Is that she is completely, and I think most men would agree with me. Taylor Swift is completely and utterly void of sexuality, sex appeal, call it what you want. And I do. Like, I don't know who else I could say that about who became such a big star. And obviously, she's probably the biggest star in the world, one of the biggest ever. I don't know who else you could say that about. And that's what I find so interesting. And that's why I have found her relationship with him interesting. I still think it's all contrived. I still think it's all set up. And I was looking through some of the comments, and I think people were making great points, which I've always said too, is she's just awkward in a way. And like her dancing, and I know people have posted stuff on that, but everything just looks so fake with her. Like everything is so calculated, which has produced an amazing career, which has produced literally billions with a B dollars. She's a billionaire. She's the biggest artist in the entire world. She's doing something right. Her calculations are working. Her calculations are paying off. But I think also part of that is why she doesn't have any sort of sex appeal. I feel like every little decision she does is contrived. There's zero spontaneity with Taylor Swift. Zero. I think she's literally thinking about when she walks into those football games, the cameras, she's thinking every little thing of her day is planned. It's like when she releases the albums and the push with social media. And I've started to follow it a little closer just from a marketing perspective. And again, she does it well. I'm not knocking that. It's created this success. It's created her career. But there's no sex appeal. I saw some interesting comments say she can't just like let her hair down and be herself. And I think that's pretty spot on. And that's why, again, I'm surprised. Travis Kelce seems like a fun guy, right? He seems like a fun guy. Whether you like him or you think he's a douche, fine. That's personal opinion. Don't really care. He's a guy you could watch a movie with and riff. He's a guy you could go to the bar and slam some beers with. She doesn't seem like any of those. Ever. Ever. And again, this isn't about looks. She's a fine-looking woman. She's fine. She's attractive. But again, it's I look at my life and women I found attractive, whether they're women I know or dates or celebrities, whatever it is. It's like there's not that je ne sais quoi, whatever they say. She doesn't have that. She just doesn't have that appeal. I know celebrities that have been far less attractive than her, but have that. Right? Like I started to think about it when I read it. I was like, growing up, like Beyonce and I are the same age, and I always found her attractive, and there was a sex appeal when she was with Destiny's Child, and I was like, oh, she's hot, and she's obviously Beyonce's attractive, but there was also that, or like Lady Gaga. I wasn't always maybe into her looks, but there was a sex appeal, right? There was obviously always a sex appeal when I grew up with like a Britney Spears or a Christina Aguilera. You just anyway. I can name a list and just name a pop star. Name a pop star. All of them I probably thought about naked at some point. Never about Taylor Swift. Never. Not once. And I guess now she's trying to do like the sex and all this stuff. And it's just like, girl, that doesn't play out. I just think the way her career was built, that's just not her. But I do find this all very interesting because I had never I had never even thought about her. And then I see the post and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. There's just no sex appeal. Anyway, I think most dudes would agree with me. She's great for women who whatever. I don't know. That they don't talk about that, right? Like she's great for 12-year-old girls. I don't know. I don't even know what her base is. I don't know. Don't really care. But I agree. I agree with all those sentiments about just the lack thereof sex appeal. All right, guys, let's pull up the old hotline. Andy Ruther Show hotline is 859-935-0078. If you want to give a ring, it is there. All calls welcome. 859-935-0078. And as always, DMs are open. Andy Ruther on all social media. If you like the show, rate, review, subscribe. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely week. Peace.